What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my first ever video on this channel. My name is Alex. I am a day trader, and I'm going to be posting educational content on this YouTube channel, like educational content, trade recaps, and just whatever you guys want to see on here. I'm going to eventually be doing like more entertainment content as well with trading. But yeah, let's just get straight into this trade recap. Okay, so here's my P now real quick for the Pocket Watchers, $461.31 on the day. So yeah, now let's get right into the recap. So going into the day, while I was forming my daily bias, what I noticed was that we were clearly just trending bullish. Why were we trending bullish? Well, as you can see, obviously we're just trading higher, right? Going more in depth, what are we doing? We're respecting bullish, right? And what else are we doing? We've just been disrespecting gaps on this entire move up, and we're just clearly just respecting only bullish, right? So I wanted to see longs today, and we had some nice draws above here, having this buy side liquidity, having this 4-hour intermediate high. So yeah, longs. I was just leaning more towards longs today. Longs were looking really nice. So going on to the 15-minute. We had all these gaps, and I know you guys probably were leading bearish today because of all these unfilled gaps, but we're just gonna trade into them and then go higher, targeting the clear draws higher. Alright, so that is the reason for my bias today. Simple. Respecting bullish gaps, disrespecting bearish gaps. And obviously, literally, we're just trending higher, like very, very nicely. So now going into 9:30. So 9:30. Oh my gosh, dude, this thing is so annoying to use. Oh my gosh. Great, now my thing's just loading. Cool. Awesome. Alright, anyway. Going into 9:30 open. What I wanted to see was something like this. These were my conditions on the day. What I wanted to see was price draw lower, filling these gaps right here. Mark this out. So price, what I wanted it to do on 9:30 was go lower, sweeping out all these lows into this hourly, getting a nice inversion, and then just trading higher to my buy side. That was a terrible drawing, I'm sorry. And going into 9:30, just play a few candles here. We immediately do that. We sweep all these lows into the hourly fair value gap, right? Respecting it nicely. And right after that, we get a beautiful 1-minute inversion here. A nice V-shaped recovery, just completely running through this whole gap. And this was actually a trade that I took. It honestly looked really nice. And I just targeted buy side liquidity up here, and I broke even at this high right over here. Okay, what the heck? And broke even right there. And then this trade was unfortunately a break-even trade. Literally almost immediately we went up, hit my break-even, went right back down. And then right after that, after we swept some of this LR here, all these highs, not all of them, but some of them, we get a 1-minute inversion lower, right? And I personally faded this because I didn't really like it. We didn't really sweep anything significant, right? Like none of these highs up here. We didn't tap into this 15-minute fair value gap. We edged it, went lower. So I personally faded this. You could have taken this, I guess. I mean, it did play out. Did I like it? No. It was very risky play here too. Like I didn't like. There's no break even. There's nothing really good out of this trade. But you could have targeted the 9:30 wick because 9:30 wicks are a very strong draw in liquidity because you could think of them as like data highs. Like they're really good draws in liquidity. Price does like to go back, sweep those, and then go higher. So that was what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a resweep of this low. A resweep of this low. Go in, get an inversion, and then what? Target buy side all the way up here, right? So playing a few more candles here. We trade lower, right? trade lower. And at this point, we're just taking out all these lows, right? We swept these equal lows right over here. We now tapped into this into this unmitigated 1 hour fair value gap, and I wanted to see a nice inversion off of this. This was actually a really nice setup, right? And that's exactly what happened. We tap into that hourly gap, and now I was looking for the highest time frame inversion. That is what you guys want to do with the mech model. Look for the highest time frame inversion. So, do we have a 15-minute fair value gap to invert? No. Do we have a 5-minute gap to invert? Yes, we do. We're right over here. So now, I gotta wait for price to invert this, get a candle closure above this, so we can catch it along all the way up to this buy side liquidity up here, right? So I waited for that 5 minutes to close, and beautiful. We get a nice V-shaped recovery off of this. And one thing I want you guys to take away from inverse fair value gaps is you want to make sure it's clean. Okay, you want to have something like this. We get a let's just say in this instant a bearish fair value gap, right? We want to get a V-shaped recovery, and what we do not want to see is something like this, where we're trading and just kind of like accumulating higher, and it's taking a long time to invert this, because that just kind of invalidates it. That makes the trade more just like low probability as hell. So you guys want to wait until you guys see a nice V-shaped recovery. So in this case, we had a beautiful V-shaped recovery. Boom, getting a nice candle closure and completely running through that 5-minute gap, right? So why did I like the setup so much? Well, we had a clear AMD model going into the day, right? We had accumulation here, manipulating lower, sweeping out all these lows, right, in to the unfilled hourly gap. This is 2 hour, my fault. Into the unfilled hourly gap, and immediately getting a nice 5-minute inversion off this with beautiful displacement, beautiful V-shaped recovery. I actually loved this so much. And also, we had a 930 wick that we left up here. So what does price like to do? It likes to go back into those sweep, as I said, sweep these and then maybe get a reversal lower. That was actually where I went break even. So let me just show you guys the trade that I ended up taking today. Entered in here. I had my stop loss here. The reason I didn't have it down here is literally just because RR. I kind of just wanted like a better RR, but I think this low was for sure protected. I didn't think we're gonna go and resweep it after such a strong move up and such a good manipulation leg, and now hoping for some distribution higher. So I broke even at the 930 high, the wick, and this is exactly how this trade would have played out. Bang. Absolutely smashed DP in like 5.5 minutes. This was a beautiful trade. I loved it so much. Actually, so nice. And I want to actually touch on one thing. We did actually form a bearish SMT with ES, and a lot of you guys probably close your positions, right? Because we swept this high right here, this 6:50 a.m. high, while Nasdaq didn't yet. Nasdaq was still trading higher. We didn't get there yet. And the reason I didn't close was because ES was getting such strong displacement higher. We were clearly going for other draws higher. So like this high, just like all these highs up here that were just looking super nice. ES was just clearly going for those highs. And this high isn't as significant as this high. This high is not as significant as this high. So I didn't really care that ES swept this high and Nasdaq didn't, right? And especially you guys don't want to be tripping too much if we have a bearish SMT, but we're just like clearly displacing higher. If we're just clearly running through this and just looking completely bullish, do not mind the bearish SMT. But yeah, you guys, that's what you guys want to take away from that. And yeah, as you can see, ES already hit this high. And Nasdaq didn't yet. But we were just clearly just displacing higher. Not a single bearish candle in this trade that I took. So honestly, super A+ textbook setup today. Actually, no, I'd give it an A because of that bearish S&T, but like I don't think. Yeah, price didn't really do anything off of that because the obvious draw was higher. If we have an obvious draw higher, screw the SMT. It's not going to do anything. But yeah, that really clears it up. Um, Thank you guys for watching my first ever trader recap. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. I'm gonna keep posting every single win loss that I have on this YouTube, helping you guys um, learn the model that I use. And yeah, that's really it. That wraps it up for this video, guys. So thank you for watching, and yeah, that'll be it. See you guys.